Good day everyone, my name is Miss Yang Safia and I'll be your teacher for today. In this video, we'll be looking at the components of an essay. Now, just as a brief reminder, in EALD, you'll be looking at 5 different types of essays. However, in this video, we will be looking at the foundations of all of these essays. So therefore, it applies to any types of essay that you'll be studying throughout the year. Now, let's get into it. Now, first off, we would like to begin, with the lesson objective. Now, by the end of today's video, hopefully you'll be able to identify what makes up an essay. Now, in an essay, you will see these 3 parts here, and I'm sure it's nothing new, but as a recap, you will want to start things off with having an introduction, and within your introduction, you will have your thesis statement. Now, I'm sure for some of you, the idea or the concept of thesis statement is something new, but that's okay, You want to take your time with this one because this will be a recurring concept that you'll be seeing throughout your tertiary studies, But as a general idea, a thesis statement is what I like to call a trailer to your essay, whereby you want to give your reader an idea of what your essay is going to be about, Next, you have the body of your essay, basically the huge chunk that will take up your writing, which comprises of your main points, Now, as a rule of thumb, I like to encourage my students to stick to a maximum and minimum, really, 3 main points for ELD, So 1 main point to 1 paragraph. Next, you have your concluding paragraph, which is basically the summary of your main points, Remember, you do not want to introduce any new ideas inside your concluding paragraph. Now, moving on, let's look at the body, the body of your essay. Now, within 1 paragraph, you want to have 1 main point. Now, as you elaborate on this main point, I would like to introduce you to the concept or the formula called Peele, Now, whenever you write a paragraph, you want to make sure that it is concise. It sort of covers all of your bases. You want to follow this formula. So P stands for point, which is your main point, or as you write it out in your paragraph will be your topic sentence. Then after your topic sentence, you want to go into explaining this main point, which is your first E. Next, after you've done the explanation, you want to justify your explanation, with a relevant example. Now, depending on the essay question, it might require to refer to the official text you have studied in ELD, or your personal experience or any general knowledge that you may know. And lastly, you want to link the example back to the main point, I like to tell my students that imagine that the link is basically the ribbon to your gift, So if your paragraph is a gift, you want to tie a big bow on it. So by adding a link, you ensure that everything that is within your paragraph is well contained, So that's it. Now, let's move on. Now, what we have here is basically a sample of a bad paragraph, which means this person does not follow the Peele concept, Now, allow me to read it out loud to you, Let's begin. Not only that, but we can see that stereotyping and racism has the ability to disrupt a child's mind. Full stop. Now, at this point, I have no issue with the topic sentence, really. It is clear. I can tell, the main point to me is clear. Now, let's see where the trouble begins. Now, from the text NZ Day by James Chong, it is clearly shown how effective it is to disrupt a children's mentality. Note that because this is a bad paragraph and it is a student sample, some parts may not be grammatically accurate. The author has always felt proud as an Australian as he leads his school's marching band in the parade to honour the fallen soldiers. However, all this hope was lost as he saw the word True Blue flash across the screen. At that moment, he began feeling alienated from the rest of the true Australians, full stop. Now, Here is a classic example where you see a student a student thinks that by elaborating or spending so much time explaining the example, all right, he hopes that the examiner will be able to grasp or understand why he is how he is explaining his main point, basically. But what in fact that has happened is that this person only gave me the P, the main point, the point, and then basically the whole chunk here, all right, from the second sentence onwards till the end is basically an elaborated example. So what you have is basically a P and an E, not a Peele, but a P and an E. Okay, so do not fall into this trap. You want to follow the formula right here. Okay, so be very careful. Okay, an elaborated example does not make up an explanation for your point. So be very clear. Alright, moving on. Now, as the basis of our discussion for today, I would like to use this essay question. This is an actual essay question from past year EALD exam paper. The subjects that authors explore in their writing can allow us to gain deeper understanding of ourselves and other people. Now, that's the statement given. In an essay, discuss this statement with reference to the ideas in at least one of the texts you have studied as part of the course. Now, what you have here is a standard example of a discursive essay question. Now, let's see how I will tackle this essay question using the right components of an essay. Right, now you want to begin by creating your thesis statement. Provided at this point you have already brainstormed your main points, of course, right? So next you want to begin by creating your thesis statement. Now, a thesis statement can come in many forms. As you get higher in your tertiary studies, it will become more elaborated and more advanced, as they say. However, since this is OSMAT, it's a foundation course, for beginners, alright, I would like to share with you one useful sentence stem. The moment you have this sentence stems, or a sentence stem, I, as your examiner, would count this as a mark, alright, that I have acknowledged, okay, this is a thesis statement. Now, imagine that these are my 3 main points for my essay, alright. Now, I am going to use these 3 main points and basically allocate them into the sentence stem. So basically it will come up to this, alright, which basically says, this essay will discuss these ideas. Kindness can be found unexpectedly, national values is the foundation of a successful society, and the effect of cultural clashes on one's identity. Basically, you're like you're filling in the blanks for the sentence stem. You may do that, but be clear, right, to make sure that your sentence is grammatically accurate. Alright? Now, after you're done with your thesis statement, you want to create your first body of paragraph. Okay, remember, I'm only going to, for your EALD essay, you want to have 3 main points. Okay, so, but in this video, I'm only going to illustrate 1. Alright? Now, what you're seeing here is basically the outline for my paragraph. I have my P, alright, this is my main point. The 3 green boxes here is basically my explanation in sequence. And lastly, I have my second last. Next, I have my example right here, and then my link, alright. Note that again, this is 1 paragraph. Now, how will this look like in actual writing? Okay, so what I have here, alright, is a sample paragraph. Alright, and I have even color coded it, okay, based on the Peele formula. Alright, I'm not going to read this out loud. Alright, moving on. Alright, after you're done with your 3 body paragraphs, you want to create your conclusion. Alright, now, like I said before, inside your concluding paragraph, you do not want to introduce any new ideas. Your whole function in your conclusion is to end the essay, as well as to reiterate your main points. Now, how will we do that? Okay, basically, alright, you want to paraphrase the main idea for each body paragraph that you have written. Okay, now your main point at the start of this video is not complete, okay, because it does not encompasses the full explanation that you have written in your body paragraph. So inside your conclusion, what you want to do is basically to summarize it all up, okay, and paraphrase it. You don't want to basically copy word for word, alright? If not, you have like a very long essay or a very long conclusion paragraph, alright? So what I have here are basically the 3 main ideas with the explanation, okay, in bullet points, and I have basically paraphrased it. Now, as a task for you, by the end of this video, I challenge you, alright, to write a concluding paragraph, okay, using these 3 bullet points, alright. Make sure it flows well, alright, and if you're done with this, and if you're not sure about the quality of your work, okay, I highly encourage you to book a time with your lecturer and have him or her check your work, alright. Now, basically, that's the end of our video, alright. I hope this proves to be helpful. If you have any further questions, please see your ELD lecturer. That is all. Thank you so much.